Welcome, everyone. Thank you for your patience. Today's been a day of technological glitches and fun things like that. Can everyone hear me okay? I'm on a different computer that is hooked up to the mic. If someone could just let me know if you can hear me okay. Thumbs up. Okay, thank you, Leanne. So, just had an awesome yoga class. Although, like I said, there were technological glitches. And I was reminded of equanimity. We did a meditation a few days back. For those of you who were there, Marion, I think you were there. I think you were all there, actually. So you may recall the idea of equanimity. And I was, as I was running around trying to get all of this stuff set up when my computer wouldn't work, literally I opened the laptop, the one that we normally use for yoga classes, and it just showed the front screen, and that's it. And there was no way to log in. There was no way to get in. There's a code normally that you punch in, and it wasn't coming up. And so I restarted it 4 times, and no, it was not working. Thankfully, I had my laptop with me, which I don't normally have. So that worked out really well. I just had to charge it up. So it actually worked out okay. And then once we get rolling in the class, the furnace comes on. And when the furnace is on, you can't hear. You literally can't hear. It just sounds like a windstorm. So it was just sort of laughable to see all of these things one after the other happening. And it reminded me of equanimity, and it reminded me of balance of mind and being a yoga teacher and an avid meditator, etc. You know, these things are very prominent in your mind all the time, and you really notice them because you're noticing yourself, you're teaching it, right? So I notice these things as they arise, and you feel that agitation and you feel that anxiousness, and you just observe it, and you just know that no matter what, everything is going to be okay. You know, people understand that these things happen. And it reminded me how, 20 years ago, that would have been a very different experience for me, maybe even 10 years ago. So anyway, it's an interesting thing to think about when we have these storms and these things that go wrong in our life. We just have to roll with it, right? You just got to roll with it and maintain your equanimity, your balance, and trust that everything is going to be okay. And how we do that, one of the ways, is through the vehicle of our own body and our body awareness. So every time we have an intense emotion or any emotion, there's a corresponding sensation or a sensation that arises that is attached to that emotion. They work together. So when you start to really tap in and tune into your physical sensations, and you start to see and you're observing in meditation, you're observing what's arising and passing away as you witness these agitations and things that are arising for you on the inside, you start to be able to bring that into your daily life. Why? Because we're learning on a visceral level. We're not playing mind games and saying, well, this is the way it's meant to be or supposed to be. So I must change the way I'm thinking in order to make this happen, which is quite often what you see in mindful programs or mindfulness programs. It's almost like you're playing mind games with yourself. I'm not supposed to think this, I'm supposed to think this. But when you're observing in your physical body, you're using your body as your training ground, and you learn the law of nature on a visceral level. or not the nature's law, the way nature works. So when you, for example, when you're observing your breath and you are sitting down, for those of you who come to yoga regularly, you know, when you observe your breath, you notice your mind is a reflection of that. So your mind, when your breath is really slow and deep, sorry, slow and fast, it's slow or fast, it changes based on what is happening in your mind. So oftentimes, let's say you're busy or agitated, you come in, your breath will be lighter, right? It's not as deep, it's more surface or shallow. Um, so you start to notice these things in your physical body. That's the law of nature. And when you start to understand, not so much on a mental level, theoretical level, which is also important, I'm not downplaying that, but when you really notice it on a visceral level in your body through the practice of meditation, you shift without having to think about it. Everything that you do, the way you move through life, the way you react to difficult situations, through arguments or whatever happens, things go wrong. No matter what, right? Things always go wrong. So, how you react to those things is a matter of practice, is what I'm trying to say, more so than the purely theoretical. Because, yes, those things can be very helpful. Affirmations, things to remember, like buzzwords, if you think of a certain word and it brings up a certain emotion. Those things are also great, but they're surface. They don't go to the depth, they don't go to the root of the issue. And so, excuse me, for today's practice, I am hoping that we can go in and take a look around and see the law of nature at its finest in our own body. Yeah. So let us begin with our soft belly breath. So taking a good comfortable seat. Let's put my music on here. Grounding into the earth. So feeling that wonderful magnetic earth energy below. Drawing that earth energy up the spine as you soften through the belly and the heart. Tuning into your source connection through the crown. Noticing the central channel from the root to the crown, right up through the midline of the body. So we'll focus on the navel, starting with an exhale, empty the lungs, and inhale. Focusing on the navel right to the top of the breath, expand, and exhale through the nose, slowly, 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 consciously stepping into our practice and into our circle of connectivity. With each breath, becoming closer energetically to one another. Inhaling as you soften through the navel. Exhale through the nose, letting go, letting go, letting go. Inhaling through the navel, expansion to the top of the breath. Exhale, letting go, stress, tension, worry, anxiety, aches, pains, tensions. Continuing. Full expansion. Exhale through the nose, letting go, letting go, letting go. What is it you're letting go of? Exhale slowly, letting go, soft belly, warm heart, open and receptive, stepping into our circle of connectivity. Letting go on your exhale. Let's take another breath or two. Right into the navel, full expansion. Exhale, letting go, letting go, letting go. One more time. Inhale, filling the belly. Full expansion at the top of the breath. Exhale to let go. Placing your palms together at heart center. Taking a moment here to set your personal intention for your time here in meditation. And may you strengthen your source connection as you deepen your awareness and visceral understanding of the law of nature and how that works in your body, your mind, and in your life. Tuning inward. Bringing awareness to the crown energy center at the top of the head. Noticing whatever there is to notice at the top of the head. Becoming aware of the scalp area. The forehead. The eyebrows. The space between the eyebrows. The eyes. The eyelids. The temples. Noticing the cheeks. The jaw. The mouth. The tongue. The chin. The throat. The front of the neck. The back of the neck. The upper chest. The shoulders. The heart center. Just noticing whatever is arising for you. The rib cage on both sides. Noticing how the breath moves the ribs, the trunk of the body. The abdomen. The hips. the upper back, the shoulder blades, the middle back, the lower back, the hips, simply noticing the entire trunk of the body, front and back. The thighs, the back of the legs, hamstrings, noticing the knees, the back of the knees, the shins, the calves, the ankles, the tops of the feet, the bottoms of the feet, each toe separately. Both feet simultaneously. The upper arms, the forearms, just noticing. The elbows, the wrists, the backs of the hands, the palms of the hands, the pinky fingers, the ring fingers, the middle fingers, the pointing or index fingers, the thumbs, the palms of the hands, both hands simultaneously. Noticing the whole body simultaneously. Turning your primary focus now to the natural flow of your breath as it rises and falls by itself. Just simply noticing. Noticing all the different aspects of the breath, the length, the depth, the temperature, sensations, right or left nostril or both. Where does the breath travel to? How does it feel as it comes in and out of the body? Simply aware, maintaining your focus solely on the breath. If The mind wanders to different thoughts. With patience, just come back to your breath. Beginning to slowly deepen your breath. Very slowly and gradually deepening the breath from the belly to the ribs to the chest, through the nose if possible, and slowly exhaling through the nose. Bringing your attention back to an area in your body that when we were doing our scan, you were drawn to or it stood out in some way. Bringing your attention back to that one area. Continue the 3-part breath as you direct your attention to that area, fixed and focused, all of your attention resting on that one spot as you continue to deepen and lengthen the breath. Where the mind goes, the energy flows, maintaining focus and attention in that one area as you breathe. Taking your last 3 conscious breaths, maintaining focus, fixed on that one area. On your next exhale, emptying through the mouth, just like you're blowing out a candle. Placing your palms together at heart center. Taking a moment to share all of your wonderful sunshine, magical vibrations with someone special in your life. And let's bow to the divine light that shines from each one of us, connecting us as one. Namaste. I'm curious, how long were you able to maintain focus without the mind wandering off? Was it a few seconds? Was it a minute? Did you notice the mind wandering off a lot? Curious. And also, while you're thinking of your answer, I want to remind you in the connectivity space, I noticed we had a straggler arrive, number 4. Welcome. In the connectivity space, we just say hello in the chat to claim your place in the space and to step forward and be connected, which is the whole idea here, is for us to be connected with one another. So if you haven't, please do say hello or just send us a smiley in the chat to claim your place and to feel that connection, that group connection. Good, Marion. I'm sure the yoga class probably helped, eh? Definitely helps. Good. Fantastic. And you know something I want to also say, especially to you, Janet, there will be times when your mind is active and there's not a whole lot that you can do about that because we are human. We can slow it down through the breath. Pranayama is fantastic for that. We can slow it down through our physical practice, our yoga practice. But sometimes the mind is busy and it's okay and it's normal to be with that, to just sit with that and just be with that, and that's okay. And every time the mind wanders off, just bring it back. Every time it wanders off, just bring it back. As long as you always come back to your anchor, then you are successful. So success isn't always a calm mind or a peaceful mind. That really isn't success. Equanimity is success. So being with you, whatever is arising for you. So busy mind, ache in the leg, ache in the hip, whatever it happens to be, being with that without reacting or overreacting is the key. So it's not, don't feel badly or look upon yourself negatively if the mind is busy. It's just part of it. It's just part of life. It's part of living. We all have to deal with these things. So enjoy the rest of your day. I just remembered I put my rooster's feather here for some moral support today. I found it in my bag. Pierogi's feather. Look how pretty that is. Anyway, I'm very happy that it's helping you. Yes, absolutely. I always want to be available for you guys. I just want to make sure that people are benefiting from it, and I love doing it. So we'll keep it going Wednesday to Sunday live. Monday and Tuesday will be a recorded version. For those who are watching who are new, like I said, always step forward, say hello in the chat. Super important. If you're watching this later, say hello or send a smiley in the comments. You get the same connectivity energetically. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that you get the updates. We're also posting other videos now too. So, and if you hit the bell, you get an email notification just to remind you, because it is really awesome to do it live. But if you can't do it live, you can always watch it later, and that's also very helpful. So enjoy the rest of your day. So lovely to have you all here with me. And I do feel you. I don't know if you're all feeling each other and me, but I'm definitely feeling the connection, and let's keep it going. Lots of love. Happy day. Enjoy the sunshine. Get out there and get some vitamin D. It's almost spring light. Loving it. All right. Big love. We'll see you soon.